guys, welcome back to episode number 2. This is Chuck, my support monkey. Yes, I have a support monkey, but no, just kidding. But I thought I'll liven up the mood a little bit, since there's gonna be some touchy subjects, and if you're gonna be, sensitive, don't watch this video. But let's get it started, guys. All right, so to go back to the last video, a little bit about myself. I grew up in Puerto Rico. Well, not really, I didn't grow up there. I was there maybe till I was like, I want to say 5, 6. And then I moved here to the States with my mom, my dad, and my sister. The reason we moved here is because my sister was sick. She was very, very sick when she was younger, and she couldn't get the help she needed in Puerto Rico. So we moved here, and it was, like I said before, it was tough. We were here, and I remember nights where she would have to be in the hospital, and we would go to the hospital, and my parents would be in the room with her. And at the time, kids really weren't allowed in the rooms, so I had to spend a lot of my time in these waiting rooms, and they had like, games and stuff in there, like books. But when you think about it, like, I was there by myself, and I know it was tough on my sister being in the hospital, being tested and all this stuff, and poked and whatever else was going on. But as a kid and being so young, being in the hospital all the time in that room pretty much by yourself, by your parents, or attending to your sister, it's tough, it's hard, right? So that's why we came here. That's why we moved here to the States, was to get help for my sister, and we moved here. And when we first moved here, it wasn't bad, other than the hospital stuff, but as it continued, it started to get worse. And as in worse, I mean, it was just bad. Like, it was a bad childhood. It was not fun at all. I didn't enjoy myself. I didn't have fun. My parents are Puerto Rican, so they're like that old school Puerto Rican, I guess, if you want to say that. They were strict, and I don't care if it bothers my parents, but it's the truth. They weren't very affectionate. They weren't the type of parents that will come up to you and just hug you and give you a kiss. They weren't those type of parents. Like, I can't sit here and tell you one time where I remember that my mom or my dad just walked up to me and hugged me and gave me a kiss and told me they loved me. I can't remember not one time, not once. And that shit's hard on a kid. It's tough, to feel that way growing up and having other issues and things going on that nobody knew anything about. Just me. That's the only person who knew, and carrying all that, and then not getting the love and the support and the stuff that you usually get from my parents, affected me very much. Where, like, I feel that I'm like that now, but I try to be better. I try to, show my kids love and affection, and, as much as I can, to try to break that cycle. But it's, it can be tough sometimes, because that's how you grew up. That's how you were treated. So you're like, oh, is this how you do it? But I know it's not. I know it's not now. And it was rough. My parents were, I don't know how to say it, but I don't believe that they did a very good job of teaching me and raising me, and they can say whatever they like, but they know it's the truth. Like, I know it's like materialistic things, but like, Christmases. Let's talk about Christmas, right? Christmas would come along and kids expect, you know, Christmas trees, gifts, Christmas lights, all the other nice stuff, right? But I didn't get none of that. Neither did my sister. We didn't get any of that. I do remember before we moved here in Puerto Rico, that in Puerto Rico we have not Christmas, but we have the three wise men, where they come like Santa Claus, leave gifts, right? So I remember one of those times where we went outside, got grass, came in the house, put the grass down, got a bowl of water for the camels because they come on camels, and I remember doing that and putting the water down in the grass for the camels, and instead of milk and cookies, it was grass and water for the camels. Crazy, I know, but we did it, and then we would wake up and there would be a bunch of gifts, right? And that was happening in Puerto Rico. So fast forward, we moved to the United States, and we're thinking it's gonna be the same, but instead of the three wise men, it was Santa Claus here. So I started going to school and stuff, and my parents never bought a Christmas tree, ever bought a Christmas tree, and I remember one time I was in school and I was like, damn, how is Santa Claus gonna come and leave gifts? We don't have a Christmas tree, So I was in school and I got a piece of green construction paper, and I drew a Christmas tree on this green piece of construction paper, and I decorated it and stuff, and I came home with it and I taped it on the living room wall, right? I taped it on the living room wall, hoping that now we have a tree and Santa Claus will come. So I taped it. My parents didn't say anything about it. And I go to bed and I wake up the next morning and go look at the Christmas tree, and nothing. And that was every year. It was nothing. Right? And it's like, I don't ever remember a birthday. I don't remember having a birthday party where they got me a cake and fucking candles and blew out candles and fucking sang me happy birthday. I don't remember none of that because it never happens. I don't care what anybody says, it's never happened. I never got any of that. And again, as a kid, you expect those things because you're a kid, you're young, you're little, you expect those things from your parents. Like, damn, they don't love me, like, it's my birthday. No cake, no happy birthday, no nothing. Alright? So that stuck with me for a long time, and it's like, damn, where's the love, where's the affection and all that parently love and affection and advice, whatever, I got none of that. So keep moving forward, and my dad wasn't a great father, back then. He's amazing now. Like, I love my dad to death. Like, I'll beat anybody up for my dad, but back then he wasn't a very, very nice dad. He wasn't a great dad, and like most Puerto Rican pops, dads, he drank, and without going into details, he whacked, quite often, right? Quite often, and sometimes for no reason whatsoever, and being little, like, I was terrified of my dad. My dad was huge, and like just being in fear of your father. It's not a good feeling growing up, you know. And all of that just turned into anger and rage that I built up, where I like saved it and stored it, you know. And then I got older, and I want to say I was 14, 15 maybe, around the time. And my family came over from Puerto Rico for my sister's wedding. And we were all in the living room, and I was in there playing a video game. And, I was saying stuff, and my dad obviously was drinking. And I said something, he told me to shut up, and he slapped me across the face in front of everybody in the living room, and I just lost it. I threw the controller, got up, started fighting my dad. The family broke it up and split us up, and I went to my bedroom and I punched the bedroom window, which gave me this scar. See it? Gave me that scar right there. After fighting my dad, after he slapped me in front of everybody, and after that was the last time that my dad put his hands on me. And after that, I kind of just went off the rails. Like, I stopped listening and just let everything that was bothering me out. And not in good ways, And I wasn't a bad kid, because I wasn't going out and doing bad things, I wasn't bad in school. I was actually pretty good in school. Like, I was, got good grades. But it was just like, I don't know, I stopped caring. And going back, because I missed a part, right? Going back, like when we moved here and we got our own house and stuff, it would be summertime, school's out, and we weren't allowed outside. I don't know why. I don't know if it was because they were scared, they didn't want anything to happen to us, but we weren't allowed outside. Where it would be summertime and we would be in the window. I would be in the window anyway. My sister would be in the house watching TV. But I'll be in the window, looking out the window, watching the kids outside play in the neighborhood. To the point where the kids will look up at me and make fun of me because I couldn't come outside and play. Right? And that again bothered me. That stuck with me, and it's like, damn, why can't we go outside and play? Why can't we go outside and enjoy ourselves? Why can't we go outside and, play with the kids in the neighborhood? But we couldn't. No matter what, we couldn't go outside. To the point where, if I got some spare money, I would throw it out the window to like one of the kids in the neighborhood that I can, trust, I guess. And he would go up to the store and bring me candy, and I would have to give him some of my candy for going to the store for me, because I wasn't allowed to do it myself. Things like that. And it sucked. It sucked a lot, right? Plus, my pop's drinking and, being a dick. And again, it wasn't just my pops, it was my mom too. My mom wasn't that type of mom that's affectionate and loving and, hugging you and kissing you and telling you she loves you and, just supporting you. My mom wasn't that mom. She wasn't. I can't remember that one time where my mom came up to me when I was little and hugged me and kissed me and told me she loved me. Same thing for my dad. And yeah, I grew up with all that resentment and anger, along with other things that I'm not going to talk about, that happened outside of my home. But, it got to a point where I just was tired of life. Being so young, tired of life. How are you, so young and just tired of life, ready to give it up? and I tried it. I tried to, call it quits, you know, and it didn't happen, obviously, but it led me to having to go get help and be put on medication stuff, which, it didn't work because I was just so stubborn and hard-headed that I didn't let it help me. I didn't let them help me, or I didn't receive the help. So I just was like, nah, I'm good. I don't want it. But I wasn't good. I wasn't good at all. Like, I grew up just being angry and mad, not smiling. And you know why? I'll tell you why. And it's because my mom, I remember when I was little and I used to smile all the time. You know what my mom told me? You know what my mom told me? My mom said, it's a Spanish saying, but que tú no le peles los dientes a todo el mundo. Meaning not to smile at everybody. Don't smile at everybody. So being so young, like, I took that to heart, and I grew up, and I just grew up that way, I stopped smiling. I stopped pelando los dientes a todo el mundo, how they say in Spanish, and that stuck with me. So I don't smile, it's hard for me to smile. I just do my little smirk, but that's pretty much it, it was because of that. So, fast forward a little bit, I dropped out of high school. I want to say I was in 12th grade. I dropped out. Like I said, I wasn't a bad student. I was doing good in school, but again, I was just on a bad track. I was heading down the wrong track, going down the wrong road, whatever you want to say, and I dropped out, and I just started doing nothing. I was doing nothing, and it led me to meeting my first kid's mom, and I met her. We started dating. Eventually, I was, I want to say 18. She moved in, got pregnant, and I wasn't ready to be a father. At 18 years old, I wasn't ready to be a father, and I'm pretty sure I told my daughter this, but if I didn't, it wasn't where I didn't, it wasn't that, it's not that I don't love my daughter, because I love my daughter to death. Like, my firstborn, my little girl, like, I would kill anybody for my daughter, as most fathers should, right? But back then, when I was 18 years old, I didn't meet her yet. I didn't know her. I didn't know, what was in there, and I wasn't ready to be a father. I didn't have the mental capacity. I didn't have a job. I wasn't ready to be a dad, and no matter what she says, my girlfriend at the time wasn't either, right? She wasn't either. And we talked about it, and we were gonna go, get an abortion. As, wrong as this sounds, I wasn't ready to be a dad. I wasn't. I didn't have the skills. I wasn't taught the proper skills to be a father, and it was the day that we were ready to go. We were literally out the door, walking down the steps to go get it done. And my sister comes running outside and was like, oh, my mom wants to talk to you. And she wasn't talking to me. She was talking to my girlfriend at the time. So she goes into the house with my sister and goes talk to my mom. 10 minutes later, she comes outside and says she's not doing it, that she's keeping the baby. So right there, my mom chose my life for me. My mom chose for me that I was going to be a father, that pretty much my life was, I guess, done with for the time being, where it's like, oh, now you're going to be a father. Like, my mom made that choice for me. Because like I said, we were literally out the door going to get it done. And my mom made that choice for me. And I kind of resent my mom for that. And it's not because of, I ended up having my daughter. No, because like I said, I love my daughter to death. And I'm glad it didn't happen. But at the same time, it's kind of like, damn, if it did happen, then I would have got out of that situation a lot sooner, because I spent a lot of time with my ex-girlfriend that I wish I didn't spend with her, situations that I wish didn't happen, and if my mom would have just stayed in her place and minded her business, I would have got rid of her a lot sooner, and yeah, that would mean me not having my daughter, and it sounds tough and it sounds mean, but like I said, I wasn't ready to be a dad. I wasn't raised correctly. I wasn't taught the skills you need to be a father, so I wasn't ready. I didn't want to bring something into this world that I knew I couldn't take care of the right way, but she came, and as soon as I saw her, I fell in love with her. Do I wish I would have waited and been a little bit older and actually found somebody that I truly loved to have my daughter with? Because I would love to have my daughter all over again, but with the right person, because my daughter means the world to me. But I just wish that I had her with the right person, but I didn't, and now I'm a dad, so like I said, my mom made that choice for me, and to this day it bothers me. How do you choose the life for your kid, and mind you, I was 18 when I had my daughter, so yeah, that really stuck with me. But I grew and I'm not a great dad either. I'm not. Like, I can be a dick, I can be rough sometimes, but I try to be there as much as I can. If my kid calls me or writes me and says, hey, I need you, I'm there, and me and my kids sometimes don't have the best relationship, because like every story, there's two sides to every story. I have my side, the mom has her side. So, kids are just gonna, obviously believe what they want to believe. But like I said, there's two sides to every story. But I love my kids. I love my kids to death. You know, I just wish it happened the way I wanted it to happen, and you know, it didn't, because my mom chose it that way. And it's like, now I think about it and it's like, damn, you know, life could have been so different, you know. So yeah, that's a bit more about myself, and it's already at 25 minutes. I don't want to, you know, make this video any longer, but come back next week and I'll continue a little bit more about myself, and you know, why I've ended up where I'm at, and why I'm now seeking the proper help that I need, you know, and I'm on medication, you know, so hopefully I can be a better man, a better guy, a better dad, a better boyfriend, you know, and just a better person in general. Maybe I'll start smiling a little bit more, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you hit that like button, and I'm gonna leave a little tab up here so you guys can go back and watch the first video, and you can, you know, kind of catch up on everything I said last time. But thanks for coming back and watching and supporting me, and everybody that's subscribed to my channel. I love you guys. You're the reason I'm doing this. This is my support monkey, Chuck. Say goodbye, Chuck. He said goodbye. You guys can't hear him. Come back next time, guys. I'll be here.